This kind of thing shouldn't happen to me. I'm just a boy who watches the sheep. Glory to God in the highest. The lame believe, the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shine, and in His name all oppression shall cease. And all within us praise His holy name. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Before we start with part 2, I want to make sure you guys go watch part 1 if you haven't watched it, so that it's more coherent and you understand everything with its flow. Part 2 is going to delve into my final round experience and everything that led up to the big day. So it's going to be so fun and I hope you enjoy it. So we ended up leaving early. We ended up leaving right after lunch and we reached there at 3:45. They asked me to be there at 4, so it was perfect. So I was there at 3:45 and again they sent us to a waiting room where there were so many of these parents and so many participants, and this time it looked so much more serious because there were so many people and so many parents. It just felt like it was so much more serious. And it felt like everything was gonna end there for me because, like, remember I told you I couldn't memorize the lyrics at all, and seeing so many people, I just thought it was all gonna end there. But God had other plans. I again got myself registered. This time I was token number 2. I got my token and I was waiting there for probably 30 minutes, and then again, the same way how the first round happened, someone comes in and calls us in batches of 5. So I was token number 2. So I ended up being called in the first batch, very much inside the first batch, like the first few. They take us to a different room where there are only the participants and 2 judges. We just sit there. And I'm like, okay, you know what, there's token number 1. I was token number 2, so I was like, this token number 1, so someone's gonna go up first and I'll go second. Guess what, I go sit there and they say that token number 1 hasn't arrived yet, so who's up? Token number 2. I was up first. I really thought I wouldn't be able to do it. I'll mess up. I will probably stop in the middle. I just didn't know how I'd do it. But then I went up there, I took out my phone and I asked the judges if I could actually refer to the lyrics while I sang. And the judges were just like, you could do that, but maybe we would reduce a few of your points. And that's when I was like, could I afford to reduce some of my points just because I looked at my phone? Rather than just like suck it up, throw away my phone, just rely on Jesus and hopefully just sing this song as much as I knew it. So I decided to do the latter. I just turned off my phone, put it back in my pocket, picked up the mic, and I was like, I'm going up right now. Let me sing. And I sang Mary Did You Know? There were high notes and low notes. And it was really cool. I felt really confident singing that song. And my voice was good. I sang really well. The mic was also really cool. And the judges were really like, they were smiling at me after I was done. And even my like co-participants who were with me, the dude who was sitting next to me, and there was this girl who was sitting in front of me, all of them just like turned to me and they were like, "You're so good." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then yes, I remember to congratulate them too after they sang. Yes, I'm not a bad person. And then I just came back to the waiting room. As usual, I finished singing and I came back to the waiting room. My mom was terrified. She was like, "Did you forget the lyrics?" And I was like, "No." And then she was like, "Wow." And we just came back home after that. By the time we came back home, it was like 5:30ish. And we came back home and I just started studying. That's how life is. You know, you do something really fun and then you go back to doing something really just like horrible. Like you have to do things that you don't like sometimes. Like for me, it's studying, but you have to do it. So yeah, I got back to studying. The second round was November 22nd. And the third round, the final third round, was not until December 7th. So there was a lot of time between the second round and the third round. And I decided to actually utilize that time and actually practice a song. If I get selected, obviously, I will stand a better chance, you know, because that was the thing with round number 1 and 2. I did not have enough time, but I still ended up somehow, God's grace, passing and getting into the next round. But I did not want that to happen in the third round. I did not want to reduce the chances of me winning the competition just because I started learning the song late or I did not spend much time practicing. So that was one thing that I made sure I did from the starting. I did not practice on the very next day. Like Saturday was my second round. Sunday did not practice. Starting from Monday, I started practicing. And this time, I did not spend much time in song hunting because I already knew what I was singing. I just told myself, and I told my mom too, that if I do get selected in the third round, I am gonna sing "Oh Holy Night." There's no one who's stopping me. There's no one who could influence my decision. I am singing "Oh Holy Night." It is one of my most favorite Christmas songs ever, and I love that song to death. So I was like, I'm singing that song, nobody can change my decision. And my mom was like, "Okay, cool, if you get selected, cool." There's 2 weeks between November 22nd and December 7th. 1 week passes and I do not get a call. No sound, radio silence, no texts, nothing. And my mom was like randomly, you know, we'd be doing random things and my mom would randomly ask me, "Well, did you get the call?" And I'll be like, "No." And my mom will be like, "Okay, that's a little weird." But then I really was like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and it will happen if it should happen. And honestly, I probably thought about it 3 days, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I was expecting a call. And then after that, I just forgot about it. With like everything that I had to do, the lot of exams that I had to write, I just forgot about it. And I just spent the time doing stuff and I just forgot about it. So now it's like November 29th. I fell sick. I fell sick with a cold, like a really bad cold, where I had like a lot of phlegm build up and I had to cough every 5 seconds, and it was so bad. I was so sick. The next day, I get a call from YMCA saying that I was selected. As much as I wanted to be happy about it, internally I was just like, could I do this? Because like I was sick. I was so sick. And knowing about me and my body, if I get sick, it'll take me more than 3 weeks to get better, you know, but especially when it is related to lungs and my like breathing organs. It takes me so long to get over an illness, and breathing is like the most important thing when it comes to singing. So I was really scared and I was really concerned, but at the same time, a part of me was happy too, because I had survived 2 rounds and I was now ready to go sing in the third round. I more seriously started practicing and learning my song. I didn't have to learn that song because it's my favorite Christmas song, "Oh Holy Night." I just practiced and I tried to improv. I even took it a few keys higher, and I tried out these runs and everything. Somehow they all just like sounded good, and I was happy with my song decision, and I was happy with the way I sang. I was happy with everything. Just that my voice wasn't there. just that my voice was non-existent. This is like 1 week before December 7th. Monday, December 7th was a Sunday. The Monday before December 7th, I go in to practice and I realize that I can't breathe. I just can't breathe. I cannot hold my breath and I cannot hold a note. I start coughing whenever I hold a note. And that's when I realized this might probably be so out of hand. Like, I cannot do this anymore. This would probably be the end of it. And a part of me was like telling me to think in this way of like, oh, you came so far. Like, I qualified 2 rounds and I'm now gonna go sing in the 3rd round in front of so many reputable judges, and that in itself is a big opportunity, and that I should not focus on just the winning aspect of it all. That was what my mind, one part of my mind told me, and the other part of my mind, the more competitive part of my mind, was like, you need to win, you need to win. I felt really bad. And I tried to do everything that I could. Like, I did like steaming, I drank hot water. I tried to get rid of all of the phlegm in my system before Sunday so I could sing properly. And I was just praying. The rest of it was praying. Like, all I could do was what I did. And then I left it to Jesus, left it in prayer, and hoped that He would do the best. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday I practice, and all of a sudden I can breathe. I can hit those notes, I can actually sing. And Friday I was really proud of the way I sang, really proud of the way I sounded, and all I could think of was, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. Like, for someone who does not get better after falling sick in less than a week, that was a huge miracle that happened in my life. And to this day, I'd say that is the biggest miracle that Jesus did in my life. It's like healing me. Everything could have gone south. I could have not been able to breathe. I could have not been able to sing that song. I could have not won. But Jesus just did what He does best, and He did a miracle. And I was just so happy. After all of that happened, after a big miracle happened, there was this hope in me that was like, if Jesus is doing so much, then there's something that's gonna happen at the end of it. He's done such a big miracle only for something to come out of it. So I knew that in my mind, something was telling me that it was all gonna end in a good way and I was going to win. But obviously, I didn't know that I was gonna win. Like, human tendency is to doubt. Human tendency is to not rely on faith. But there was a part of me that was reliant on my faith. A part of me that was reliant on my human wisdom of being like, how do I know I'm gonna win? On Friday, I sang and I experienced that miracle. And after that, I was just like, I have no doubts. Truly, I left it in God's hands. Guess what day it was all of a sudden? December 7th. The finale day. I was nervous when I woke up, and I had mixed feelings actually. I was nervous, but at the same time I was very excited because it was the last round and it was the round that decided everything. And so I was really excited, but at the same time a little nervous because my voice wasn't the most perfect. I woke up, I did a lot of vocal warm-ups, I drank lots of hot tea, and then I set to studying first because I had an exam the coming Monday, which is, at this point I feel it is a recurring theme. Whenever I talk about a competition, there definitely is an exam, and it almost always is math. This time too it was math, and I was studying for math. As soon as I woke up, I spent like probably 2 hours studying the first 2 units of math, and then I spent a lot of time practicing. And then all of a sudden it was 2 p.m. I was asked to be there at 4. So at 2 p.m. I stopped studying and I focused more on the singing, practicing, saying in front of my family, everything. And then I had lunch and I got ready and we left. And we reached there at 3:30 for something that started at 4. Because obviously I didn't want to go late. So I reached there at 3:30. Nobody is there. It's this big auditorium this time. It's not like the small teeny weeny room like they did with the other 2 rounds. It's a huge auditorium and it has a huge banner and everything. And this time it's serious. It's serious and there's a lot of people, and it was so terrifying because what if in front of all of those people I mess up? My brain was literally telling me that. And that happens a lot of times when you're doing something great, something big, your mind talks you out of it. But then you should just move on and say that Jesus can do it. He will help me do it. And it was so impossible for me to turn off my brain because I wish I could just throw it. I decided to just rely on Jesus and his promise. Everything will go on fine. Just waited until the competition started. It was supposed to start at 4, but there was a small delay and it started at 4:45. My category was up first. I was the third singer, so there were 2 people who sang before me. All sang really well. Third, I was up. I go on stage and there were 2 judges. I gave my track. I had it on my pen drive. I gave my pen drive to the technical team who was on my left. I gave it to them and I asked them to start playing it from the beginning, that I will like signal if the volume is too high or too low. I will signal everything from on stage, and the dude was just like so cooperative. He was like, yeah, I will help you through everything, don't have to worry. He was just amazing. The volume was great. He played it fully. There was no problem. I sang really well. Midway through when I was singing, I could see the judges and their expressions. Both of them were like, they were like enjoying the music and everything. I got off stage. A lot of parents, a lot of people came up to me and they were like, you sang well and all of that. And I was like, thank you so much. I felt really happy. The next few hours were just spent in waiting for the results because, mind you, I told you it started at 4:45 and it was almost 5:30 by the time I finished singing. And then it was just me waiting for a long time because there were 2 other categories of younger children after me, and only after all of those categories will the prizes be announced. So I was waiting for the prizes to be announced. I was waiting for all the categories to get over, and finally at 7:15, 7:30 I could say, this like coordinator person comes up to me and my mom where we are sitting. He comes up to us and he goes, are you Kevin? And I'm like, yeah, I am Kevin. And he's like, well, you have to get ready to sing in front of the guests. Which means on the pamphlet, it was mentioned that if you're the title winner, they will make you sing in front of the guests. So now they're asking me to get ready to sing in front of the guests. So what does that mean? What does that mean? And this was like before the prize announcing and everything. So I was really confused. I was really thrown off. My mom was also thrown off. And my mom literally asked the question. She was like, is he the title winner? This person did not nod. Like he did not say yes or no. He just smiled and he left. And I was just burning. What is this? Like anticipation kills. It was so difficult to just sit there and be like, did I win? Did I not win? Like, what's going on? It was so difficult, but I decided to wait it out because obviously there's nothing else I can do. At 7:45, they announced the results and they start from the first category. I was the third category. So from the first category, 3 winners, second category, 3 winners, third category. Start from the third place, second place, first place, me. I won the first place and I won the title, Super Singer. I felt really proud of myself. It was such an accomplishment because I have never participated in such a huge event. I've always participated in singing events that was hosted by my church or something like my school or something. YMCA is a very reputable organization. It felt very different. It felt more of like a validation of like, oh, I can sing well. Let me just show you my trophy and my prizes that I got. I got a trophy that says, I don't know if you can see this. Yes. Okay, winner. I'm sure you can see that. And a certificate. I'll show you all the pictures. I'll give you all of the pictures. I'll put it up here. I got a certificate, I got a trophy, and I also got a cash prize of 25,000 rupees that I'm going to be giving away for someone who is in need, because by God's grace, I have a very comfortable life and not many people have that. I feel like the 25,000, if it was given to me, I would probably waste it on something that I don't need. I would rather want it to go to someone who definitely needs it, who is in need of that money. So yes, I am donating all of the money that I got. It technically is like my first earning, so I also want to use it for something noble. It felt like it was such a huge accomplishment. It felt like I had never accomplished something like that ever in my life, and it felt like Jesus was there with me, and it felt like he was the one who gave me the victory. It wasn't me. It was not my hard work. It was not my talent. It was nothing. It was Jesus, and it was for his glory. It always will be for his glory. After the prize distribution was me singing in front of the guests. I sang and I got off stage. The guest stops me and I have to cross him to go sit in my place. So I'm crossing him. He stops me and he goes, "Hey, what do you do?" And I'm like, "I'm in college and everything." And he's like, are you trained in music? And I'm like, I was, because I actually was before COVID. And he's like, "Well, you should train. You definitely have to do that." And I'm like, wow. I feel so flattered. Thank you so much. And then I go and sit. And by this time, my aunt and her whole family, all of them, they came because they were like at church, which is like close by to YMCA. So they came. It was such a full circle moment. My aunt was the one who suggested that I participate, and now she was there to see me win. It felt so cool. And then we got outside of the venue, like after the event, we clicked a few pictures. Credits go to my uncle. He was the one who took all of the pictures, my uncle and my cousin. Thank you so much for being there and taking the pictures. There was this huge tree, and I took a picture in front of it with my check and with my certificate and everything. I took a picture. It was so cool. It was a day to remember, that I will remember for the rest of my life, honestly. It was a day when Jesus clearly showed me that I have a purpose with my life, and that's one thing that I want all of you guys to know, that each and every one of you have a purpose in your life. And just because things are not going the way you want it to go right now doesn't mean Jesus doesn't have a purpose with your life. He definitely has a purpose with each and every one of your lives. Maybe it's not the right time. You just have to wait. And once it's actually your time, nothing can change that. Nothing can dim your brightness. Nothing can dim the power of Jesus in your life. That was my story of winning a competition that I never thought I'll win. A competition that came with a lot of hurdles because I fell sick in the middle and there was a lot of exams, a lot of hurdles that I had to hop over, but it ended up being such a huge accomplishment that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to me share my big accomplishment, because honestly, without you guys, I don't know if I would have ever been motivated to even sing, because it was the whole like YouTube singing and everything that actually made me more interested in singing. So thank you for you guys for watching every single one of my covers and every single little song stuff that I put out. Sometimes it can be a little too much, I know, but all of you guys just come and clutch and save me. Some of you guys even comment, which I want to make sure all of you guys comment. Please comment under my covers, because it's so cool to read all of you guys' comments. I'm not a huge celebrity. It's not like I have like 1,000 comments. I'll definitely reply to all of your comments. And this year too, in a way, as we conclude the year, I also wanted to conclude the video with that. We conclude 2025. I think this is going to be my last video of 2025. I'm just so happy and grateful for each and every one of you. Again, I'm getting really sappy here, but thank you so much for each and every one of you for making my dream come true. My dream was to start a YouTube channel, to be talking like this. I never knew it would be based off of me singing. I thought it would be me talking, but thank you so much, and glory to God alone for everything that has happened in my life. Thank you so much for watching this video. And yes, as I already told you guys, if you haven't watched my Christmas covers that I posted, which are literally music videos, I filmed them and it was so much fun filming it. I need you guys to go watch it if you haven't watched it. Thank you so much for everything. Bye-bye.